All right, Luke, we'll start with a simple one. Injury-wise, how you feeling going into Week 10?
I feel great, but it's football. You get bumps and bruises along the way, and it's just a challenge you have to deal with. So I've embraced it. I've recovered and just ready for this week.
So when you came back against Turpin, did you have any idea that you were going to be needed to kind of put up the numbers you had to that night to prove victorious?
I had an idea going into it because they run a 3-3 stack in their defense. Their box is one of the best in the league, honestly. So we had an idea like, hey, we got to throw the ball to win this game.
How much have you, in your own opinion, gotten better just as a leader, as a quarterback, just as a complete football player to this year going into the final regular season game of your senior season?
I would say me myself in the game, I've gotten better. I've had two awesome trainers this offseason, Coach Brad Mandler in Cleveland and then Coach Aiken at Black Sheep, just really perfecting my hips and my elbow. And then I'd say just attitude-wise, I've just been so much more grateful for this senior year, for this football season, and it's just made me more joyful and enjoy the game more and not view it as a burden, but as just a blessing of something I get to do. And it just makes it more fun. And when you have more fun, you play better and you enjoy it more.
Now, I know a lot of times when guys play for their dad, they get more pressure, they feel more pressure. How's that experience been for you? And has it been something that's kind of evolved? You seem like you're at ease with everything now. Was it always that way, or did you have to kind of figure it out?
I would say this season is the most pressure I felt, maybe just because of what they expect out of me. And, as I've learned how to cope with that, especially towards the end of the season, it's just made it so much more fun and so much more of a surreal experience with my dad and with the rest of the team.
Senior nights are always emotional for any senior, but for you, having your dad be the head coach, I mean, have you thought about what it's going to be like, pregame on Friday night and then actually playing the game? And of course, senior night, it's not like you got a Patsy, you got Winton Woods, right? So
Yeah.
what will it be like for you senior night on Friday?
It'll be very emotional. It'll be emotional for my whole family. My grandparents will be there too. They have not missed any of my football games since 5th grade, which is when I started playing. Mom will be very emotional too because she's kind of the rock that holds, the family together in football season when times get stressful. But at the same time, there'll be the time for emotion, and then there'll be the time to hone it back in and get our job done.
We'll talk about honing it back in and getting the job done. It's Winton Woods, and their defense, fast ball hawking, a lot of athleticism. What issues does that pose, and how do you and the Lebanon offense, how are you prepared to deal with that?
Yeah, well, I'd say we have to match their mentality. They have that mentality that they're better than you. They're going to be faster and more physical. So our offense, we got to move fast. We have to execute, and we can't turn the ball over. They thrive with momentum. When we turn the ball over, that gives their offense more opportunities to score.
Do you like a game like this Week 10? I mean, a good game between two league teams, also heading into because you want to go into the postseason with momentum.
Yeah.
How big is that on Friday night to be able to go into the postseason, take that next step with some positive momentum?
Yeah, I'd say this can really show where our team's at, not only just performance-wise, but physically, mentally where we're at. And, we win the game, we go into the playoffs, high, ready to go, and then we lose. We're like, oh, this is what we have to work on. Do we need to be more physical? Do we need to execute better? So I wouldn't want any other team to play than Winton Woods Week 10.
Final question. You're 66 yards away from being the career passing leader here. You're already 5th in a single season with TDs, 21. A, does that stuff matter to you? And B, how cool would it be for you to go out with a big game on senior night, last regular season game?
Yeah, I'd say it will definitely mean a lot to me. Dakota Allen was the previous record holder, and he still has it. And he's supportive of me. I remember last year against New Albany, he came here. He was standing right over there at the goalpost, and he was just cheering me on, telling me to be the one to do it and break his records. But if that does happen, I will be very grateful for it, and it'll just make me happy because it's a result of hard work.